You know, it's obviously an exciting week. Number one, you know, it's homecoming. We're back home, which is great, and playing a top 25 team and a tremendous football team that does a lot of things right, running the ball being one of them. And obviously after our performance against the Rush last week, we have a lot of work that we need to get done in that part of our football, and we will. And the way they play defense, I think they're a team that plays very hard and very smart defensive football and do a lot of different things to try and rattle you a little bit, and they do a good job of it. So we got a tough task ahead of us in all three phases, but you know, I know our guys will do a great job.
Coach, after the Missouri loss, the team responded really well against Utah State. Mm-hmm. Do you expect a similar type of approach this week? Yeah,
Kevin, they came in here Sunday and they were disappointed, hurt, and all those things that you should be, you know, when you lose. And at the same time, they did a fantastic job in the weight room and, you know, in film sessions and then in the practice that we had, you know, and the running and all that. You know, I like our football team an awful lot, and I don't say I like a whole lot of things very often, but I do like the direction that the seniors have given to this point, and you know how they approach every day right now.
What are some of the specific holes on defense that need to be filled?
Well, I don't think we played, you know, extremely well. We really played in spurts, to be honest with you, and I thought, you know, we got to get more production up front, and that's my responsibility since I coach those guys. I thought getting off the blocks, and then I thought we slowed down a little bit in our blitzes. You know, I think we got a little too cautious, and you know, we showed a little bit at times when we had some time not to show. But I think those things, you know, hurt us some, but it still gets down to tackling, getting off blocks.
Last year you had the 6 turnovers against them, but you kept them out of the end zone. All they scored on offense were field goals. Do you take anything from that game in terms of shutting them down and keeping them out of the end zone offensively?
Well, it's a different year. You know, we're a different team. They're a different team. Obviously, you know, the uniqueness of what they do offensively, and they're well coached and they're smart. They have a lot of different formations that they give you and a lot of different ways to run option football, and then to go back and run some of the just, you know, the split zone and some standard I-back football they do a really good job with, and they've got good players at those skilled positions, you know, who do a really good job.
For the most part, you and Rocky have both had success against the service academies. When you look at the records, is there any trick or anything specific to stopping triple option?
Yeah, stop the fullback. Stop the fullback.
And everything falls into place from
there? Well,
you
you got to be disciplined, but that fullback you got to take out of the game.
Do you have a guy on your roster that can give you that triple option quarterback look?
You know what? We'll use a couple guys. Dingwell's pretty good. You know, speed-wise, Robert Gregorio's pretty good. He's a wide receiver, running back, but he's real detailed in the scout game and what he does as part of the look team.
And why is the fullback so important to the triple option?
Because that's where it starts. You know, if you can pound and take him away, then you know you help yourself. And they've got good fullbacks. Both those kids are good football players, strong, tough guys, which you have to be in that offense. But you got to start there, and then try and make them a little more, you know, two-dimensional with speed options and those kind of things. But you know, they're awfully committed to what they do, and you know that's going to be a task.
Coach, it's not just their offense, their defense has had some success against the past. How will that change the way that you approach this week? I
don't know how much it changes. I mean, you get a good feel for what they want to do and how they want to do it. I think both their corners are very good players, you know, and they compete really well. They make plays really well. You know, we just got to, you know, and every week it gets down to it, knowing your opponent, but then execute on what we want to do and worry about what we have to do.
Brady, why couldn't you guys stop the run at BYU?
We didn't tackle well, and got a little bit knocked out of there at times. I mean, those things as much as anything. I think some of that with the threat of the throw game that they have, is still always there, and some of their looks are similar, but we just didn't do a good job at the line of scrimmage and tackling.
Were you surprised coming off the bye week that you'd get that?
We kind of knew what they wanted to do. When Bronco went back and took over the defense, I knew he was going to protect the defense and really soak the 40-second clock, and he did a good job with that, and they did a good job. Take it out of the quarterback's hands and run the football. They had 4 out of 5 starters up front, and they're a pretty good offensive front, but at the same time, we got to do a better job of getting off blocks.
Other questions for Coach?
Coach, real quick, going back to the play that was not ruled a fumble in the third quarter against BYU, have you heard anything?
Yeah. Obviously, and this is 2 games in a row that have been some bad calls. The conference reviewed it, investigated it. They should have overturned it. Should have been our football. They didn't, for some reason, get the feed to the replay official, even though the Mountain and everyone else had it there. For some reason, he didn't get a chance to look at it. They've taken action against him and that crew, and but that doesn't do much for you, to be honest with you. I mean, it's fine, it's over with, and who knows what we'd have done. The interference call, the same thing at the end of the game. They call on Jose. When they say I'm sorry, but it doesn't do a lot for 115 kids on Sunday.
The pass interference call, they also said it was a bad call?
Yeah.
Because it was within 5 yards?
No, it's just he didn't ever touch the guy. He hit the ball with his elbow. But that's football.